how did the information become a bar? The in April of August was today. It is only welcome me Badi Shams and young rather than educator. It was daring greatly economic and extreme unemployment.
Thank you, Anant. I've been really eager to for this interview. Sadly, there were some problems and health issues and other stuff, but I've been always eager. I've been admiring you, and I'm so happy that finally we can have,
Yeah,
face-to-face chat.
yeah. You mentioned that you really focus in but you but in the I am the greatest of the earth and
Yes, I was actually surprised. I knew the Munjes should be related, but I didn't know that.
I am fully honest to be his gay and good to share your memory with him.
Sure. Before I go to Rajasthan, I think in 1976, we went to Himachal Pradesh. There was no Baha'is there, we were pioneers. We heard that Martha Root was there, had a summer school, 1938. So anyway, we went there and we had a book exhibition and a photo assembly. And then there was a state Baha'i teaching also, and we started expanding. And one of the places that we went was called Mandi, and we had book exhibition there too. And then Dr. Manji came as a visitor, and we spent some time there. And at that time, also the king of Mandi, he became interested, and we visited in his palace, and um, he declared his faith, and um, and of course, Dr. Manji was so kind. He took me under his wing like a son, and he was giving me all different ideas of homeopathy, and as usual, always had my ailments and sicknesses. And he said, when I go to I think to home, he'll send me some medicine, and he kept his word. And when he went back home, he sent me. And so anyway, we spent lots of time together. It was good, because I was his accompanying him wherever we went, and lunch and dinner and stuff, and very nice, very nice. And of course, another time I saw him was I was a delegate to national convention, and of course he was there. So these are my memories of him, very fond memories. Beautiful time you spent. I was away from home. To see someone like a father figure, it was very pleasing and it was very comforting.
Uh,
That's all I remember.
how did the information become a bar?
Um, I think when we were the Monday was a very small place. I don't know what it is now. We're talking about many years. So the center we had this exhibition. There was a Mela there, I think. So and I think he must have come to the stall we had. I don't remember very well, but he got some literature and he was interested. And I think he did invite us to go to his place. So that was his invitation because we wouldn't go there otherwise. So anyway, we went there and but we were surprised at how fast and that could be maybe the power of persuasion of Dr. Munje. I don't recall I wasn't part of that process. I was just a Joe boy, just there. And so he very soon after visiting, he wanted to become a Baha'i and he signed a card. And then, of course, we informed National Assembly and National Assembly informed the House of Justice and they wanted a photo of this king. I forgot his name. Can you believe it? Anyway, so that was how it happened.
Can you be of your netbook me it more
Well, actually, that book is done. And the book that I'm really working and is taking me so long is the that I promised one of my ex-students because they were so disappointed of the education system. And one of them came to my house and says, you know, I think I've been cheated out of 12 years of my education because I learned nothing about life, nothing about economics. I said, okay, I always had in mind. So I said, okay, I write a book. And basically, book is about balancing economic goals, a step by step, how you make plans, education, talents, all the system, and also how to become a better human being, a step by step. First step is know yourself, and then, So that is the book that I'm writing. I've written 3 chapters out of 14. And I went to India 4 years ago to have enough time to write more, but then I got involved with Nas Restom, so I never got the chance to do anything with it. So still in that process. So that's the book that is very close to my heart because, as I said, young people are my passion. And I wish I had a book that could tell me a step by step, guide me, not to go to one direction, which is become successful in money. This is a tragedy we have in our society. We don't have the balance between the spirituality and materialism. Everybody thinks they become millionaire, they're successful and they have no human values or spiritual values. And it is so wrong. And you could be having all the spiritual values and have no money to eat. So that's not good either. So hopefully, this book enables me to express what I think about a balanced life and how to get it, suggest the steps for it, so people can have a wonderful economic or materialistic goals, achieve it, also at the same time not losing their humanity and spirituality because House of Justice has said cancer of materialism. So we have to be always careful. When we want to become rich, there is a cancer always can eat our soul. And nobody warns us. We just say, oh, I've got this much money. I'm very successful. I'm achieved my goal. Now I can die. Not really. You haven't learned anything about your humanity, your spirituality. So that's the book that I'm working on. Big answer to your little question, I guess.
what value of life is and what makes this beautiful for the
Um, basically, I think the title that I haven't finalized the title, but basically balanced life, and that's the key.
Very big the global economic imbalance and how it will continue to survive.
The gist of it, because I'm not very smart, the way I see it as simplify things, House of Justice has said it, the world is becoming more materialistic. I think from the time of Adam Smith, when the father of economics started, we started adopting a yardstick, which is money. So we start measuring our lives, our achievements with money. And this has led, became actually, Adam Smith says, the engine of economic is self-interest. So if the engine of economics is self-interest, which means greed, so of course the result will be what we have. A world that everybody thinks is me, and they're not mostly thinking about their neighbors, poor people in the world. So that's why we have so many billionaires increasing every day. And then we have more than 5 billion people below the poverty line because people have stopped thinking about their brothers and sisters, forgetting that we are one human family, and we should go back to that. So for me is reminding ourselves that money is not the goal of our life. Money is not the only way we have to measure our lives. Um, our humility, our generosity, our kindness, our love, those are the values. Those are the characteristics or the yardstick we have to measure life. And this is a global problem because we are so misguided that we are after money, knowing, as Baha'u'llah said, that it's, we test gold with fire and man with gold. So we are failing miserably with the test, and no wonder humanity is struggling, not only in terms of economics, because the selfishness has led to environmental problem, political problem, all different issues because of we are becoming self-interested people and not caring for others.
The the economic crisis value people have learned never that from them.
Um, I think partly because we have lost our sight in the real values. And of course, by creation, God has given us free will. So we can do as worse as we can, or we can do as good as we can. And by not listening to the holy words or wise words or religions or philosophers or poets, what humanity is left is those ideas that they promote selfishness, they promote. And that has become a problem that people are not learning because they see, especially mass media everywhere, and I think it plays a role is that we are admiring celebrities, we are admiring rich people, we are admiring a person with his Lamborghini, we admire people who's got a palace, whether Armani or whosoever that has got this big building. We think these are the symbol of success, and we've forgotten our heroes could be Gandhi, could be Abdul Baha, could be Jesus, could be all those saints, could be a one small, ignorant, uneducated villager in India who with sincere heart is serving humanity and serving his community. Those are my heroes. Those are the people who have understood the meaning of life to realize what is important. Because, as we know, I think Ruhi Khanum must have said in the story, says, please remember that when you go to Apa Kingdom, there is no banking system, so forget about money. And there is no university, so forget about your degrees. So if you're taking pride in your money and degrees and your titles, they don't. But your currency in Apa Kingdom is service. It's like a goal. Wherever you go, it's still got value. So humanity hasn't really learned. There are some rich people who have learned. For example, Bill Gates. They want to become rich and millionaire, billionaires, and they do with hook and crook. They get there. They get on the plateau, and then they say, "I'm not happy. This does not make me happy. I have all this money." Then say, "Oh, maybe I should be spending on other people." When they start spending on other people, they get joy. And that's why more rich people are, once they achieve that plateau, they reach that climax, then they start thinking, how can I use it? And they go and do things. And that's because they realize the goal of life, what really satisfies the soul, because money doesn't satisfy the soul. Money doesn't care for, the soul doesn't care for money. But soul recognizes service, kindness, love, oneness of mankind, which is always, I repeat, it looks such a simple thing to say, but is really the remedy to all our problems. If we realize we are one family, we'll be helping each other. So I think that's the reason humanity hasn't learned the idea of we are in it together. And if you don't see it that way, of course, you're not going to cooperate with other people and be selfish.
What are the okay, they can be me for
Well, this is one of those billion-dollar questions.